Now at 10, international students at Missouri Southern come together for a Thanksgiving meal ahead of the holiday. Plus, wrestling dads show off their moves at Pittsburgh High School. And Missouri State adds a new agricultural education center to the university.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Phoenix Home Care and Hospice today hosted a VFW fundraiser for local veterans. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Elise Noe. The purpose of the event was to help support veterans that need it after serving our country. It included live music, a chili feed, and a silent auction.
You know, veterans served our country and made that ultimate sacrifice, and so we just want to always be mindful of ways to give back to them and say thank you and our appreciation for their time and service.
The entry fee for the event was $10 per person. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us for a first look at weather.
Well, of course, we've had a rain, especially during the afternoon hours. Periods of showers across the region. Temperatures chilly for us today. Started at 42. 57 is where we topped out. 57 is also our average high. Record is 75 on this date. Upper 40s to lower 50s right now. It's kind of windy. We have those southeasterly winds kicking in at about 5 to 10, upwards to about 15 at times. And it's going to stay that way as we go through the night. Look at the bands of showers, even a couple little rumbles of thunder. But where you see the yellows, that's where we are getting the heavier rain and continuing to pick up out to our west. So this is what we're going to have as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Just periods of rain. Temperatures, they fall back into the mid 40s. Rain continues tomorrow. We're going to look at that. Also Thanksgiving, all coming up here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Just days before the start of Missouri Southern's Thanksgiving break, the university hosted a Thanksgiving luncheon for international students. KOAM's Jasmine Knight has the story.
This year marks the 3rd year of MSSU's Thanksgiving luncheon. Southern's international students come together to enjoy American traditions and food.
Our students have told us in the past they really enjoy this event. It's a great memory. They get to experience food that many of them have never had before. And I think they enjoy the time spending with each other and leaders of our campus just to have good conversations about their countries and about some American traditions.
Various community leaders, such as Missouri State Senator Jill Carter and Missouri Southern's Board of Governors, talked to the students about Thanksgiving and culture.
I know Mary and I both enjoy learning about different cultures, different places, and their experience here on the Missouri Southern campus.
For those involved, this is an event they look forward to every year.
They bring great value to our university, and also we are very committed to having them have a wonderful experience here on campus and in Joplin.
The university is very welcoming to international students, and that's one of the things that really attracted us to the United States, especially Missouri Southern. And the community is just so friendly and welcoming and open-hearted and just so giving, and so it's great to be where we can feel that we are very loved to be.
Today's Thanksgiving dinner features students from 13 different countries, and they all came together and had a great time. Reporting in Joplin, Jasmine Knight, KOAM News.
For many of the students in attendance, it was their first time celebrating Thanksgiving or even having turkey. Pittsburgh High School wrestlers were able to get on the mat today with their fathers. The athletes demonstrated various wrestling moves, and then their dads were able to copy the moves back to them. The purpose of the event was for the wrestlers to not only practice wrestling, but to have some family fun too. After practice, the team and their families met at Shatter's in Pittsburgh for brunch. The George Washington Carver National Monument today held an agricultural school on wheels event. The purpose of the event was to share knowledge about various farming techniques that George Washington Carver helped design in the early 1900s.
The Jessup wagon was a wagon that was originally drawn by George Washington Carver, and this is the sketch that you can see right here. And it ideally was to help all of the farmers who couldn't make it into, then couldn't get new information, because he would go out to the community, bring seeds, bring bulletins, and help the farmer.
The monument has events every weekend throughout the months of December and November. Go on over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, for more information. With Missouri home to 95,000 farms, Missouri State University continues to add its agricultural education facilities. Joe Hickman has more on the newest edition.
Missouri State's College of Agriculture must have some pull because they got retiring school president Cliff Smart to dance for this promotional video. And this week, the university approved over $4.1 million to add yet another building to the 125-acre Dar Agricultural Center just off Kansas Expressway to be built by next fall. An 8,500 square foot innovation hub that will help train future generations in a rapidly changing industry.
An innovation hub will allow our students to get into current technology that's used in the field of agriculture.
Southwest Missouri's projected to kind of lag behind as far as ag revenue in the next 5 years, and if we can get some of these new technologies in the hands of students, we hope to get them ready for the workforce all that much more.
And that area is moving really, really quick. Technology is something different every day.
We move from large scale, big sprayers to possible spray drones, things like that. Drone technology is becoming more and more affordable and a lot more versatile. Having GPS capabilities on your tractors to where they know exactly where they are, and you cut down on your overlap in between passes.
The new structure will join a campus that has grown significantly over the past 13 years, including the year-old Agricultural Academy for Springfield elementary age students and the Bond Learning Center for college students that includes livestock-friendly classrooms.
They are cattle working doors, basically. They slide into place, then cow wants to brush up against it or whatever. We can run a cow actually into the room and then right on out the other side.
The latest addition that just opened in August is the Small Animal Education Center, which houses a research and teaching lab for animal sciences that also works with dogs and cats from the Polk County Humane Society.
We go into some of the training and also behavior issues. There are a lot of career opportunities within the pet industry, and so whether they want to go be a shelter manager, if they're a pre-veterinary student, or if they have some interest in some of the pet product companies.
Today was an adoption day at the center, where this family and their dog Dior adopted one-year-old Reward. And to see Dior get so excited to have a new playmate brought a sense of satisfaction to the role that the center plays in making it all happen.
And this program has been really great for us to kind of get the dogs trained, and so they know a little bit more about their personality so we can best match them with their forever home. Came from rough circumstances, so he's doing way better than he was whenever we first got him.
And that is also the goal of all the education systems on the Dar campus, to help students be better prepared for whatever agri-related field they've chosen by the time they leave here.
The book knowledge is great, but having actual hands-on experience is critical, and that's why we're expanding what we're seeing here.
And they're going to have to be able to do some of those, technical side of agriculture as technology advances in order to be able to stay in the industry.
Coming up, why the American Civil Liberties Union has sent a letter to a Southeast Kansas school. Plus, how a school in Springfield plans to handle guns in the classroom after a student brings one to school. The American Civil Liberties Union is demanding an elementary school in Girard, Kansas repeal its policy forbidding boys from wearing long hair. The ACLU says an 8-year-old boy who's a member of the Wyandotte Nation and attends RV Hatterlin Elementary School grew his hair out last summer after seeing other Native men with long hair at a tribal event. And this allegedly violated Hatterlin's boys' hair length policy. The boy's mother says the school did not grant her son an exception, so she decided to have it cut so he could keep attending. In a letter to the school, the ACLU says the policy violates the students' religious rights and promotes gender-based discrimination. Springfield school leaders don't plan to adopt new measures to keep guns out of schools after a Glendale student was caught with a loaded weapon in a classroom. And they say they don't believe he intended to use it. Charmel Odell has the details.
That makes it a little bit concerned about taking my daughter to school nowadays.
Ernesto Gonzalez lives next to Glendale High School and has a younger daughter. He says it's more than scary for parents to know a loaded gun made it inside a classroom.
At a young age like that, having a weapon, especially at school, any incident or aggravated situation could make it worse, and there's kids next door, so it is it is dangerous for as a parent to think that.
In a note to Glendale parents, the district says it was a tip that led them to the classroom Thursday afternoon. That's where they found a loaded handgun. The student was quickly taken into police custody.
It is so important to really remain watchful, to take any potential threat seriously, and to report that information to the administration or to school police so that we can respond quickly and appropriately.
While no one was hurt at the school, school leaders say they are taking the discovery of the loaded weapon very seriously.
There is zero tolerance for any weapon of any kind on school property. It will not be tolerated, and we will apply the full scope and sequence of discipline as well as law enforcement.
The last two voter-approved bond issues did increase security at Springfield schools. The district has also been able to hire more school police officers. A little later, we remember the life and legacy of former First Lady Rosalind Carter.
Plus, the rain sticks around tonight into tomorrow. Those details coming up. Well, of course, it turned out to be wet for us today, on and off rain, especially during the afternoon hours, continuing to stick around for us tonight and then into Monday as well. Nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just southwest of Seneca, Missouri. Looks pretty good. It is wet. The deer are moving too, so if you are going to be out tonight into the morning hours, be careful of the wet roads, also the deer. All right, let's look outside. The rain not as heavy on the Missouri side. Really, rainfall amounts under 1/4 of an inch, but where you see the greens, those are areas that have picked up 1/4 upwards to 1/2 an inch of rain throughout the afternoon hours. And of course, those amounts are going to go up. And look at the bands of rain continuing to push through. In fact, if we zoom in, where you see the yellows, even some oranges, that is where we are picking up moderate rain. So we have this batch, which is pushing through right now. It's starting to let up just a little bit in our far western counties, Yates Center, Fredonia, down toward Independence, but a pretty good batch. Fort Scott, over toward Pittsburgh, Columbus, Oswego, another good little batch just to the west of Miami, down toward Bonita, a little thunderstorm just to the south of Bonita. Let's go a little bit farther toward the east, northwest Arkansas, southwest Missouri. We have pockets of showers, a few thunderstorms, and then it picks up a little bit north of Carthage, Lamar, up toward Nevada, Stockton, Greenfield. So at least we have the rain out there, plus south of Wichita, Ponca City, whole nother batch is developing. That's going to head toward us later on tonight. It is chilly, upper 40s to near 50. Definitely see the rain outside. Here's 7th, here's range line, and it's been breezy. The winds are going to stay kind of breezy for us tonight into tomorrow. In fact, they turn out of the north for us tomorrow afternoon. Breezy tomorrow night, or windy, lasting all the way into Tuesday as well. And then the winds will calm down a little bit. Rain chances stay high tonight. Here's 8 a.m., here's 2 p.m., 5 p.m. So periods of rain sticking around for at least the next 24 hours. Let's go through time. Here's 3:30 in the morning, pockets of rain. Let's go into the morning hours. Heaviest rain pushes through. So here's 7 a.m., a little bit more of a lull once we get into the late morning, just kind of drizzle, light showers. Showers kind of pick up again late afternoon into the evening hours as the back band starts to rotate through. So here's 5 p.m., periods of rain, continuing 8, 9, 10 p.m., and then all this rain will start to head out of here as we get into Tuesday morning. May have a random shower left over in the morning, but starting to dry out just a bit. All right, additional rainfall. I think most of us at least an inch, which is great. We definitely need the rain across the region. All right, 53 tomorrow, only 49 on Tuesday, a random shower in the morning. Wednesday looks pretty good. It's just going to be chilly. Thanksgiving, 56, a lot of clouds, but not bad. Black Friday also looks okay. Got to keep our eyes on the system over the weekend, see if we can get a little bit of rain and snow out of it, but at least we dry out for Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Well, we certainly need that rain.
We do.
Doug. The Carter Center announced that former First Lady Rosalind Carter died this afternoon at her home in Plains, Georgia. She was 96 years old. Natalie Brand has a look back at her historic life.
Rosalind Carter was the type of First Lady the country had never met before. Not just an advisor to her husband, but a political partner in the White House.
I like to know what's going on. Jimmy has always involved me.
She was the first of the First Ladies to sit in on cabinet meetings as well as briefings from the National Security Council. And she acted as the president's emissary abroad, mostly on visits to Latin America.
My role was more one of a sounding board for Jimmy. He could explain the issues to me and in the process think them through.
Born in Plains, Georgia, at age 18, she married Jimmy Carter. The couple had 4 children and ran the Carter family's peanut business. Rosalind helped Jimmy Carter's campaign to become governor of Georgia and his successful 1976 run for the White House. As First Lady, her top domestic cause was mental health care. She chaired the president's commission to promote better services and to protect those with mental illness from discrimination. She continued that work after leaving the White House and also advocated for better support for America's seniors, taking that battle to Capitol Hill.
We face a national crisis in caregiving, especially for our elderly citizens.
She was a full partner in the activities of the Carter Center, which the couple launched after leaving the White House to promote conflict resolution and advance human rights. She worked alongside her husband with Habitat for Humanity to build homes for the poor.
Betty Ford was my friend.
In 2011, she paid tribute to another First Lady and her friend, Betty Ford.
Our honesty gave hope to others every single day.
The former first couple continued to call Plains home, facing health challenges together in their later years. When the family announced that at age 95, Rosalind Carter had dementia, it said it hoped sharing the news would increase conversations about mental health, an issue she advocated for much of her long life. Natalie Brandt, CBS News.
Coming up in sports, a local high school football player flips his college commitment to a local Division I program. Plus, there was plenty of action today from Division I's men's basketball hoops. Brock Balderidge has the highlights and more.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas move on to round 2 of the Division II college football playoffs. Now, Pitt State still has a long way to go, but just like last year at this time, the Gorillas will have to travel to the state of Michigan. Pittsburgh State defeated the University of Indianapolis 35-14 on Saturday afternoon. It's the second year in a row that Pitt State has eliminated UIndy from the first round of the Division II playoffs. The Gorillas will now have to travel to Michigan, where they will square off against Grand Valley State next Saturday at 1 p.m. So here is an updated version of the NCAA Division II college football playoff bracket. In Super Regional 3, as we just mentioned, Pitt State is set to face Grand Valley State in Allendale, Michigan this weekend. On the other side of the bracket, well, the only other MIAA school still remaining, the Central Missouri Mules. They will face the 1-seed Harding University, so there could be a potential rematch between Pitt State and UCM if both teams are able to win on the road. Well, the bye week is over and flights have returned from Argentina as the Kansas City Chiefs return to Arrowhead for the first time roughly a month or so. And the Chiefs, they prepare for the Philadelphia Eagles tomorrow night.
Players are a lot of the same, and they play hard. They play a physical style of football. They complementary football with their offense and special teams. We got to be able to protect up front. We got to be able to do all 3 phases for us, and whatever that is, whether it's run, play action, every part of it, we got to be good and know that they're good. Great defense with great schemes.
It's a well-run organization. Howie Roseman has done a nice job. I'm so close with a lot of those people there, so they do a nice job. Jeffrey Lurie starts with him. So, you're familiar with it, but again, once the game gets on, then it's the game.
Well, Talon Chandler, the talented offensive lineman from Nevada, Missouri, originally committed to play college football at the University of Colorado, but after some thoughts and considerations, Talon had a change in heart. Talon Chandler announced on his social media platform on Sunday afternoon that he has flipped his commitment from Colorado to the University of Missouri. Chandler is a 2-time first-team All-State offensive lineman. In his post, he said, in quote, "The University of Missouri has always been my dream school, and I never thought I would have an opportunity to stay home," end quote. We're still about a month and a half away from conference play before that begins for Division I men's college basketball, but K-State has a chance to bring some hardware home this afternoon. Look at that view. K-State facing Miami in the Baja Mar Hoops Championship in the first half. Kansas State down 11 points. Arthur Kaluma splits the defense and gets the layup. Wildcats now down by 9. Later in the first half, Miami up by 14. How about this? Former K-State Wildcat point guard Nigel Pack. The three ball there, he got it. Then Pack again in transition. Man, he is money. Just before halftime, Miami goes right back to Nigel Pack once more. He is on fire. Nigel Pack, if you remember, transferred from K-State to Miami following the 2022 season. He finished with 28 points. Second half now, Miami up by 20. Keyshawn George follows the missed layup with a dunk. Canes up by 22 points. And under a minute left to go in the game, Norshad Omier powers this one home. In from the paint, lays it in. Miami holds off K-State as the Hurricanes win it 91-83. Another Division I game going on tonight. Big shocker here. Missouri Tigers lose a game at home to the Jackson State Tigers. Jackson State wins it 73-72, only by 1 point. This was Jackson State's first win of the season. Mizzou falls to 3-2 on the year. Could be a big resume blemish moving forward. Let's look for sports. We'll be back right after this.
Well, we're definitely getting some much needed rain.
Yeah, and the rain's going to continue for us tonight. Periods of rain, and then periods of rain once again for us tomorrow. High temp, it's going to be chilly, very similar to today, right around 53 degrees. Rain starts to slowly taper tomorrow night into Tuesday morning, and then a little bit warmer by Thanksgiving.
Not too bad. Hopefully it won't impair too many people's travel.
Yeah.
Final sports note.
Well, K-State and Mizzou both lost today, but at least K-State lost in paradise.
Yes.
KU, they'll be in paradise tomorrow in Maui.
All right, sounds great. Well, that's our time for now. Thanks for making us part of your night.